Payton Pritchard was so upset, even though he was dominating the Miami Heat. Every time he would score, he'd look straight at Heat coach Eric Spoelstra with hate shaking his head. Why was he so angry? Playing great. Well, look at the guys Coach Spo picked to guard him. Reminds you of a legendary story about another Celtic, Larry Bird.
Larry used to always call me Cheesy, right? He's like, Cheesy, who guard me? Got Kelly, got Lamb, I got Benson. He's like, you ain't got no brothers? Hey, man, you can't put no white dude on me. Hey, that is straight disrespect.
Right? Yeah, what was Spo thinking with these white guys? But Payton Pritchard is a white guy, and he's also usually the smallest guy on the court, but dominating the NBA. 25 points against the Heat, 24 on the Cavs, 29 on the Bulls, and when the Celtics need a bucket at the buzzer, do they go to the gold medalist, the guy on a $300 million contract? No. They go for the 6'1" white dude who's never sniffed an all-star team.
Last shot time for Payton Pritchard. Bang! Pritchard to beat the clock. Count it! And here's Pritchard. He loves these. Puts it up half court of the buzzer. Bang!
And just look at a game earlier this year. Time winding down in the third. Pritchard at the buzzer, yes! But look at Doc Rivers. He is hunched over way before the shot. Dude's like, oh God, here it comes. He knew. Legit the funniest thing all NBA season. But how is Payton Pritchard this good? Dude demanded a trade 2 years ago because Boston didn't even want to play him. But we have had some wins on Underdog lately, have we not? There's been so much NBA, a lot of value, especially on those NBA Cup games where like every single team is playing. I pick higher or lower, whatever players or games that I'm gonna watch that night. It makes watching 10 times more fun. And you can 1,000 times your money with their new game streaks. You just pick 11 right in a row. So I want to get you started off right with my 2 picks. First up is Keegan Murray, lower on his points tonight. And then Keontae George of the Jazz, lower on his points, rebounds, and assists. And best of luck if you are tailing those picks. Check out this map to see if Underdog is available where you live. California, Texas, Florida with champions. And please use my promo code AMHOOPS when you sign up. You get a special free square, so you only have to take one of my picks, and up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Well, let's go back to the first week of the season when Pritch and his wife were walking their dog, but Pritchard ran over to a random kid to play one-on-one. Kid is gonna remember this the rest of his life. Can you imagine a player on your favorite NBA team doing this on a playground? But that's the kind of guy Pritchard is. He just loves basketball and believes he's the best player on a team of physical freaks. But after that Bucks game, Jaylen Brown was out in Charlotte, so Pritchard hit 5 threes in the first quarter with 22 points overall. Was it a coincidence that Jaylen basically compared him to Steph Curry, low-key saying Pritchard's better? Crazy. But a week later, Derek White's in foul trouble, so Pritchard scores 23 with 8 assists, 6 boards, 2 steals, and a block. Is Pritchard their second best player? It sounds insane coming off the bench, but every time somebody is out, he dominates. Like that Bulls game, when Boston was down 4 entering the fourth quarter. So Payton checks in, scores 17 points in 13 minutes. How is that possible? But Coach Joe Mazzulla's favorite play was a rebound. Tatum misses a free throw. Somehow Pritch outplays Lonzo Ball and 6'10" Nikola Vucevic on the glass. But one part of his game has always been a concern, and that's defense. At 6'1", even guys with talent get run over. I mean, there's an endless low-light reel of 6'1" Trae Young getting hunted on D. You might hit big shots and quiet the crowd like Trae, but it's sad. Well, Pritchard is also dominating there. Over the last 5 games, he's holding opponents to 34% shooting. For context, league average is like 47%. So Payton takes 13 percentage points from his mark. Coach Joe Mazzulla designed a drill in practice around his D. Payton takes a guy above half court. He gets low to body and hound him. Yeah, Mazzulla thinks that going against Payton Pritchard's defense makes this team better. But how did Pritchard take this insane leap here at 26 years old? Like I said, the Celtics were barely playing him 2 years ago. Well, Pritchard is like the anti-Ben Simmons or Zion Williamson. He is obsessed with basketball. Woke up at 5:30 a.m. every day at 13 years old. would go to his freezing garage to work on his handle until his fingers bled, convinced his parents to let him homeschool 8th grade so he could spend extra time on his game, never went to parties growing up. Now he pays overseas players to live with him in the offseason so he can work out around the clock. The problem is no matter how much he worked, dude was 5'9" in high school. But Payton led his high school to 4 state titles, but was still ranked number 74 in the country. On top of all that, he spent 4 years in college at Oregon, which is rare for an NBA player. But he caught the eye of Celtics GM Danny Ainge, who took him 26th in the first round of the 2020 draft. And Payton had moments as a rookie, but he got buried in the depth chart the next few years by Malcolm Brogdon, Derek White, and Marcus Smart. See, the Celtics were ready to win a title, right? Well, you don't develop your game on a team like that. So at the deadline 2 years ago, Pritch asked the C's to trade him for a different team. His minutes had gone from 19 as a rookie to 14, then 13 a night. He was pissed. But instead of dealing him, Boston moved Brogdon and Smart instead, and now we have this breakout. But there is one other sneaky way that Pritchard is the Celtics' secret weapon. In October of 2023, 14 players got a rookie contract extension. There were obvious max deals like LaMelo, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton. But look down at the bottom. Denny Advia got $55 million, Josh Green $41, Cole Anthony, Aaron Nesmith, even Zeke Naji, who doesn't even play for the Nuggets anymore, got more than Payton Pritchard. Dude literally signed the cheapest contract in his class. Maybe this was Boston plan all along. Barely play him, suppress his value, and get him on a cheap deal? Either way, he's a cheat code in the new CBA because Pritchard is playing like a near all-star, but getting paid like a rookie. Every team would dream to have that production for that money on their roster. But I don't want to overhype this, okay? Pritch is good, but ex-Celtic Brian Scalabrine said they don't know how good Payton Pritchard is. They think he's just all right. When he gets a chance to start, that dude is going to have 27 and 8. Whoa! Okay, only guys getting 27 and 8 this year are Jokic, Giannis, Tatum, and Banchero. Really? I mean, Scal calls every C's game on TV, but he wants to put Payton Pritchard in that group. Let me explain the problem. Okay, first of all, he's a bench player, which means he's doing all this against other bench players. Okay, it's not the same going against starters. Also, we see he's much more than a shooter. Dude drives the rim, hitting 70% in the paint. But eventually, teams will pick up on that and scout it out of his game. A good example of this is Jordan Poole. Final year in Golden State, dude started about half the games. Oh, but if he could start all 82, have his own team, we saw how that worked out. Not good. But right now, Pritch is starring in his role, and it doesn't have to be more than that. Before, his biggest playoff moment was that finals Game 5 buzzer beater against the Mavs. Well, this season, he is going to be a big part of a back-to-back championship if Boston can pull that off. But another star in his role right now is Lonzo Ball. And I mean, people thought that he was never going to walk normally again, let alone play NBA basketball. Well, Zoe is so much better than we thought he'd be, and now rumors say Chicago wants to trade him. So where will Zoe end up next?